How can you maximize the things that you do for your business while at the same time reducing the amount of time that you spend working on your business? In this episode, I want to share my journey of going from a 5-day work week of 40 plus hours to working 4 days a week under 40 hours. I'm Yesenia, your radio podcast and content creation coach, and this is Focus and Bloom Podcast. When I started my business almost 10 years ago at the moment of recording this episode, I started as a photographer, and I thought that the things that I needed to do to feel that I was working on my business was to fill my calendar absolutely everything, every single day, having something, a shoot or something to edit, anything like that. That gave me a sense of that I was doing the things, I was working on my business, I was being productive. The truth is, not just because you have a lot of things on your calendar means that you are being productive. Not because you might have a lot of things on your agenda mean that you are actually moving your business forward. So here's what I did to go from a 40-hour work week to less than that and working 4 days a week. And that I recommend you if you're looking at reducing your amount of work week days or hours. The first thing you want to do is identify those key essential tasks for your business's success. And you want to make sure that you are then focusing on the things that generate the most revenue and the things that you are most productive in. Number 2 is to delegate tasks. And this might be a little bit hard if you're starting out, but delegating tasks can really help open up the time, not just, open up free time for you, but really open up more time for you to focus on other things that maybe you didn't have enough time before because you were doing, this other thing that would take a lot more time from you. When I started my business, the first person that I subcontracted was an accountant. Why? Because I don't like numbers. I don't feel comfortable working with numbers. And I definitely wanted to make sure that I was doing all the right steps and taking the right steps when it came to my business's finances and all those reports that come from that. And the other thing that I started subcontracting from the very beginning, which I've mentioned before, is an editor, a photo editor, a video editor, anything like that, because I don't like to edit. Granted, I know how to edit my videos, I know how to edit photos, but it's time consuming to do those things. So I would rather than invest that time and in hiring somebody who is a dedicated person who can work on that, work their magic with that part of my business, the editing of the photos or the editing of the videos, well, I can then focus on other things, which could be getting more clients, creating more content, working on different projects where I need more focus and more time to be able to accomplish those. So don't see delegating somebody as something that you're not able to do anymore or is an expense. No, see it as an investment of time and an investment back into your future. Honestly, it's been a game changer for me. Plus, it's another way in which you are generating employment for somebody else, whether it's subcontracting or an actual employment with your business. Number 3 is automating processes. Automating processes can save you a lot of time and increase your business's efficiency. When you're thinking of optimizing and automating processes, you want to look at tools and applications that can help perform repetitive and maybe monotonous tasks for you and help you perform those tasks in a much better and efficient way, quicker way as well. Things that you can automate could be the way in which you receive a client lead from your website. Maybe you have an automated reply email where you say, hey, thank you for reaching out about or inquiring about this particular service. Here's some information about this. I use Honeybook to set these workflows in place so that if somebody wants to learn more about my podcasting services, whether they're looking for a podcast coach or they're looking to have somebody work on their podcast production or ongoing production, they can go to my website, focusandbloomstudios.com, check out the contact section and reach out to me. And then I will reply with some information based on the things that they were looking for, which, by the way, if you're looking for somebody to work on your podcast on ongoing production, definitely check out the link in the description to learn more about my creative podcast services. All right. The next thing is to set schedules. It's very important to set clear schedules and boundaries for yourself and for your employees, your contractors. This is going to help ensure that everybody is on the same page and that work schedules are respected. So whenever I travel or whenever I'm going on vacation, I tell my editor, like, hey, I'm going to be on vacation this time. I'll be sending you content way in advance so that you can then work on it while I'm away. Or, hey, we're closing for the holidays. This is my schedule, so I'm gonna be sending you more things ahead of time so that we can have everything set and we can enjoy our holiday. So little things like that can really make a huge difference. And the same with the way in which you communicate with your clients. So make sure that you are sharing your availability, whether it's on your website, on the footer section, on the contact section of your website, even on your email signature. So in all of these three places, I have information of what are my working hours. Now, here's something important when you're setting these boundaries, you're setting these schedules, and that is that it may not be perfect from the get-go. There's a lot of trial and error, and it's a lot of like, well, let's see how you feel about it. And also, it might be that you might need to work with yourself with like honoring those boundaries that you're setting in place, because those boundaries are to help you. In setting these boundaries, it's going to help you not just know that, hey, you have this time off after X amount day, or you have this time off in the middle of the week, or after 5 o'clock, you're shutting down your computer and you're focusing on any other things that you want to focus on that do not involve work. It might be hard to do this at the beginning, but setting these boundaries is going to help so much more your creativity, your energy, your the capacity for you to focus on things. So definitely prioritize your boundaries, prioritize setting schedules, because it's going to make the whole experience of running your business much, much smoother and much more enjoyable. This brings me to my next one, and that's evaluate and adjust. As you're doing these adjustments and changes and automated processes, see what works. See how you feel about it. Ask for feedback from your clients and how they feel that they're best communicating with you. You just get a feel for how things are working and adjust as needed. It's never going to be perfect, but the important thing is that you are prioritizing this in your business. The next one is to prioritize free time. It's really important to not just work fewer days, but to also make the most of your days off. Plan relaxing and fun activities for your days off. Some things that I've been doing to avoid me gravitating towards my computer and wanting to work even on my days off is find activities that do not involve anything or any technology, or the very least amount of technology. So I've been gardening more. I've been going out on bike rides or swimming at the lake. I've also been learning how to play the guitar. So all of these things are fostering my creativity and also giving me time to just relax and step away from the computer and in that work mode. The next one is focus on quality. So with fewer working days, it's very important to focus on the quality of the work that you're doing. So making sure that quality is not compromised by the reduced schedule. So we're not just reducing 5 days to 4 days of work and then adding more work hours within those 4 days. No, we are working less altogether. But to do that, it means that you need to be very focused on the things that you are doing during those days. Something that I've been noticing lately around the time that I'm recording this episode is that while I'm still creating content, doing things for my business and working on my clients' projects, I also haven't been promoting much of the podcast on social media as I've done in the past. I have two podcasts. One is this one, Focus and Bloom, and the other one is Bloom Creativo. Both talk about video podcasting and content creation. And I haven't really been promoting them as much as I used to before, with lots of reels and whatnot. And I'm still seeing growth on social media, especially on my YouTube channel, and getting more engagement. So what does this mean? To me, this means that not only should you focus on those things that help move the needle forward with your business on those essential tasks, but when it comes to marketing your business and social media, to also think about the platforms that give you more bang for your buck. So in this case, I've been prioritizing YouTube because, well, YouTube is the second largest search engine. And I've also been prioritizing my email marketing and the blog on my website. So this episode will live on my website with a proper blog with links and whatnot. So these are things that I've been prioritizing that are very essential, that probably have more value than just posting a random Instagram reel or a random post in a different platform. So find what works the best for you, both on the business side of things, but also on the marketing side, on the platforms and the time that you're spending on those platforms. And then from that, choose which of those are the most important and the ones that give you that higher return on investment of your time and your finances as well. And finally, make sure that you have good communication. Overall, good communication between you and your subcontractors, your employees, your clients is very essential for everybody and for everything to run smoothly. So, establish clear channels of communication. So, for example, some of the things that I do is I prefer to communicate via email or Slack during the day if it's like a quick message with a client over sending a text. I personally do not like to respond through text because it's one way that I'm away from the computer. It's one way that distracts me. And then from there, I'll just go in squirrel mode and start looking through social media and looking through this. So I want to make sure that whenever I'm working on my phone, posting or engaging or anything, I am focused on doing that task and I don't get sidetracked with anything else. So that's why I prefer to prioritize communication via email or Slack if I'm already working on a project. And then from there, plus it's another way for you to have some sort of written format of any agreement that was discussed or any information pertaining to a future meeting. I hope this gives you an idea on how you can shorten your work week if you're looking at reducing the amount of time that you're spending on your business so that you can maximize the time that you're spending away from it so that you can have that quote unquote perfect work-life balance. I'll see you on the next episode.